and welcome to Add More Zest. And my name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 13th of December, everybody. So I must say, after filming, so I filmed the Advent for the 12th. I actually filmed that on the 11th, so more often than not, I film the Advent the day before it goes up. Normally due to work. Sometimes at the weekend I do it so that I'm not giving myself a time constraint of when I need to have the video ready for. I do it the day before. And after doing the whip and chat yesterday and discussing the potential of having some mystery boxes and just needing the time to sort things out, I actually found a pocket of time. Got some sorted out, and I must say thank you to all that did jump on that. They went super quick, and they will be going out to the post office today, the 13th, and winging their way to you. So thank you for helping me clear out my house ready for Christmas. We will be doing some more with bigger diamond paintings. A lot of the trouble is the packaging and making sure that they get to you safe. So we will be doing some more mystery boxes with bigger diamond paintings at some point, hopefully in the next week or so, to give them a chance to get to people. But it doesn't mean that giveaways have stopped. I do want to make people aware of that. We will be doing some more giveaways next year, in the new year. And of course, we'll be sharing the diamond painting goodness with everybody in a variety of different ways. But yeah, so I just wanted to, if anybody watched the sort of whip and chat for the 12th and got confused because I actually put some up on the 11th, some mystery boxes, that's why. It's just due to the filming timing and making sure that I make sure that the Advent is filmed and ready to go up at 4 o'clock. So for example, I am filming the one on the 13th on the 12th because I'm working on the 13th. So, but anyway, happy 13th to everybody. So that's one extra little tidbit I wanted to say before we get stuck into it. I do also want to say, I know I've mentioned before that some people UK wise will see these business cards in their sort of packages. This is a friend of mine, it's her business, the Candy Box. So it's the Candy Box with a double X on the end, .co.uk, but she has been kind enough to set us up a discount code. So if you use the code ZEST10, which I will put in the description box below, so if you use the code ZEST10, you'll get 10% off your order if you want some sweeties for Christmas, or indeed any other time. I don't tend to keep them for Christmas, but that's because I like my candy, or I like my sweeties. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I tell you that. I will pop it in the description of each and every video for whenever it takes your fancy to treat yourself to some sweets. I got some awesome cones for the kids for Christmas for their stockings. So back to Advent. We are on the 13th. So let's have a look what I got in my, sounds like it could be some form of diamonds. It is. So this one is again another tub, but this one has square purple rhinestones. I've got quite a nice selection of rhinestones now in square, which I've not had before. So it'd be quite interesting to see if I can mix them in potentially to some future paintings. It is one of the things I want to do more of next year. I do want to, you know, mix up, just not too many, not too over the top, but I do want to have a little mix up of some paintings and change out some diamonds for rhinestones or ABs or glow in the dark. But yeah, it'd be a perfect opportunity to do that because I now have a little stock. So the tray I'm using today is the sort of clear filament. It does have a white look to it, but it does have an element of being see-through because you can see my hand through it. It's very hard filament to print with, to be honest. It gave us a few problems when printing and a few issues, and it is clearer than a white, as I say, once you've got your light pad on, but it's not like crystal clear. I don't think we know quite enough to make it crystal clear. But this was the translucent. This was an limited edition, and I'm using my pen that I got in my advent yesterday because I thought, why not? So I've bobbed a glue dot in, and we'll start on section 13. I think I'll start with the background again because the background is such a bold sort of one colour. I'll start with the background. I'll zoom you guys in. There we go. The angle starts looking a little bit better when I've zoomed you in. I can move it forward a bit. There we go. Try and zoom in a bit, but I don't want to zoom in too much that you can't see anything I'm doing, especially when I'm not actually placing a diamond and I go disappearing to fill them up. I have primed this glue dot for a bit on my top, and hopefully it will not give us any trouble throughout the whole of this session, but we will see. It is a new one, so I do expect that I may have to prime it again, but I do have a top on that is sort of willing to give up a bit more, say, fibres potentially. I say that and it sticks. It is willing to give up a few more fibres than maybe other tops that I wear are. So I'm hoping that that means it's primed a little bit better. But we'll see. I do have one little piece of fibre that is definitely hanging off. I do need to pull that off. It looks like it's got a big piece of fluff on it. Okay, questions. Nancy says, do you think you would do another Add More Zest June Advent original canvas? She said, I don't know if you said you were in, I know you said you were into the extras, but this is so fun, she said, and I didn't get one because she had too many others, and shipping is a killer to Canada. Yeah, shipping is one of our biggest things, especially when it's international. Because our parcels normally, so if we talk the other stuff that we sell in the shop, a normal order will go in something that's classed in the UK as a large letter, so it will fit in your letterbox. A lot of the boxes we use will fit in your letterbox. And quite often the only time it won't is if there's that much ordered, we have to put it into 2 boxes, which makes it thicker. And due to that, it's the shipping for a large letter is a lot more reasonable than when it comes to something that's thicker than your letterbox, like a diamond painting. But because we don't send the likes of those size boxes all the time, so all our orders don't go in them, it's not like we can get an agreement with a shipping company that would make it a more reasonable cost, because it doesn't work for the other orders we send. So it can be a bit of a difficult conundrum in sort of getting it right. But what we did with the likes of the Zesty Wolf is shipping on the Zesty Wolf international wise, actually you paid less than it cost us. It cost us more to send you the painting than the postage you were charged. And we took that hit to try and make it available to as many people as possible. Will we be doing one for June? I don't think we'll be doing one for June. I don't think we have the sort of time frame from, the beginning concept of getting a picture to actually getting it produced and getting it, here and getting it shipped out to people in time for June. The time constraint is a bit too tight for that, I think. I'm not saying, I never say never though. I don't think June is likely to happen. December next year is a maybe. As much as, you know, it's fun to do the same painting for the December Advent and or for the June waffle, I do like it when we do different as well. So in the June waffle, it's quite nice that everybody's doing completely different pictures to each other. And watching them progress in the comments. And I don't know that if we partnered to get a painting twice a year, I don't know if it would have the same effect and the same impact as not doing it that often. So December might be the one that works better if we do it again. I do consider it as being successful. All Zesty Wolf paintings have now gone. Unfortunately, they are all gone, all out of stock, and there won't be any more of the Zesty Wolf. But yeah, we'll see what the year brings, and see if it's something that's possible to maybe or maybe not do. Helen said she's having a bad ME flare-up, so she was happy to see my video as soon as 4 p.m. hit. I hope you're having a better day now, Helen. This was a comment that was left on the 6th. I do really hope things have calmed down for you and things have got a little bit better. But I'm glad I could help, even if it's in my little way. I've just put this on my top again and it's just picked up a proper big piece of fluff off. That'll teach me. It's because my top is fluffy. I'm trying to prime my pen quicker and it's picking up stray bits. And my top's not light, my top's dark, so... All Things Crafty by Kaz. She said, happy Monday for her today. And this was on the 6th. She said she was now in possession of a Zesty Wolf, baggies and cover sheets. She said a massive thank you to you and your family for this woman. A happy, albeit tired, she said, because she finished night shifts this morning. But she's, for this woman, a happy diamond painter. Oh, I am glad I've cheered up your Monday, and especially finishing nights. That'll also cheer you up as well. At least you can enjoy your time now with your Zesty Wolf and your little extras. Josie says, hi Rebecca. She watched an unboxing on another diamond painting channel of a large canvas that had 20 packets of 310. She said, what is the largest number of packets you've come across in a painting and what was the colour? Diamond Art Studio has actually replied to this and said her guess is probably Mr. Quackers and his 3865. As if his drills were supplied in the packets, it would have been 228 of the small packets. Mr. Quackers is a potential. The other one was an Ever moment I did of a New York scene. That had a lot. What colour was that one? Bear with me. And the reason I know I can look is because I still had a ton of the diamonds left. It was 3756. It was a New York sort of scene and it was purchased from Ever Moment. So that one will have been a lot. Blossom Tree had a lot of diamonds but not single colours, I don't think. So I think it would be between New York and Mr. Quackers. Because he did have a lot of white. But he was so much fun to do, I kind of didn't mind the wait, which I suppose is a good thing because he was big. He was big. Lisa said, "Hi Rebecca, I'm loving listening to your Advent." She said, "Unfortunately, I'm not doing an Advent this year, but she is finishing a work in progress while listening." Well, work in progress, I consider that as you joining in the Advent anyway, Lisa. It might not be sectioned into 24, but if you can try and carve yourself a little bit of time each day to do some, then that's the aim of the game. That's what we're here for. To just do a little bit of diamond painting. And yeah, give yourself a little bit of happy time in amongst the chaos. I've actually had a very productive weekend this weekend, which hopefully will put me on, more of an even keel to have a good week. That's what I can always hope. When the house is straight and you feel like you've got stuff done and got some stuff organised, that maybe have just been lingering for a bit, it's a great way to sort of set yourself up for the week. Doesn't always happen. And after going out on Friday night with friends, I wasn't sure if Saturday was going to be very productive, but it did start getting productive, I think, by me just thinking, I'll just have a look at sorting out those diamond paintings is what I sort of started. And then the whole house got together, and sort of straightened up the house. We got things that have come in boxes for the shop. We got all them sorted, and got stock put to one side, or ready to have things done. So we have got more pouches in. We just need to find the time to actually get those assembled and branded. So they may be a little bit longer, but they're on the way. And yeah, we got filament unboxed and all that sort of stuff ready for when the printers are ready for them. We like to keep those printers busy, so we need to make sure that the stuff is always there to keep them working. And then I did things like Christmas presents that had arrived. I actually took them out of their outer boxes, and then hubby went to the tip with a load of cardboard, and it just feels better sometimes just to have them dealt with. So getting those mystery boxes done after discussing them, and then just lots of little things off the to-do list. It's sort of, sometimes you just have to start, maybe one that you think's big, you have to sort of start it and think, well, I'm not going to do it all, but I'm just going to do a bit of it, and it can make you feel better. So I'm hoping to make myself feel better later on in the week and get the bigger mystery bags done. When I say bigger, the bigger paintings, bigger than 30 by 40. Get some of those packaged, and let you guys have the opportunity to have a little bit of a surprise for Christmas of a few paintings that have been unboxed at a price that is basically just meeting the costs and things. So the postage on our website, we only charge for the postage cost, so i.e. what we pay to the carrier to send it. So we only charge a small fee for the mystery boxes, and that covers any fees we have due to the method of payment, because of course when businesses take money, they're charged a percentage by companies for processing that money, and to make sure that any bags, boxes, etc. that we've used just covers that cost. So it's only a small cost, and you guys get a bargain, which is always good, and I get a cleaner house, which works for me because there's too many people in it. For definite. Lady Dax, she says, yes, I did manage to get a pen and a black tray. I'm glad you got what you wanted. She says, my hand will be as happy as I am, she said. She's not had any square drills in her advent yet, up to the 6th of December, as hers have been round AB diamonds. I'm still waiting for this compare at the end, Paulette. I really want to know, you know, if we do end up getting the same stuff throughout, and whether the only things that are different are the things like the coaster. Be quite interesting to compare at the end of it and see. But Megan and I are really enjoying the advent calendar, to the point we're wondering if we could do one that's different next year. And have some different items in it. But that's an inquiry for next year, when we can look into pricing and see if we can make it a reasonable priced advent, while still being good. I think that's the hard thing, because the price of this K-tiered advent that I'm opening up, it was about £76, I think. So that is only a smidge over £3 a day for the item. And I'd say this pen would retail for more than £3 for the day. I'd even probably say the AB diamonds would potentially sell for more than £3. I'm sure the coasters are more than £3. So yeah, it's just trying to look at making sure that, you know, it's things that are worth more than £2 or £3, depending on how cheap we can get it, that you actually get each day, and make it feel like the advent calendar is worth it for you, should it be in your budget. But we're gonna see. Tigress Unicorn, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, loving doing the Zesty Wolf. The drills are amazing. I'll agree with you there. She said, definitely going to look on Diamond Art Studio for more kits. She did manage to get a blue and a black tray, so she can't wait for them to arrive. She thinks the black will show up the lighter diamonds wonderfully. Yeah, I will agree. It definitely is a nice, striking contrast for the lighter colours. She said, question for you. She says, apologies if this has already been asked and answered. She says, but what do you do with all the toolkits you get? She said she probably has over 200 kits. She said, can they be recycled? As it's a lot of plastic to just throw away. I'm not sure about whether they're recyclable or not. A lot of kits that I get, if it's a painting that I'm not keeping, I do tend to send a kit on with the painting in case people do need them, because I never know if I'm doing a giveaway or a mystery box or something. I never know if the person who's won it or who is buying it, I don't know how many toolkits they've got. So I'd rather make sure that they get the toolkits that came with it, than them have these diamond painting kits turn up and nothing to use to do it with. So for the giveaways or the mystery boxes, they're included in it. For those that I keep, there's a couple of things I've done actually. I did have a subscriber who uses the green boats. There are some people that prefer to use them, and they actually use one per colour. So like they do it on a dining table or something, and they actually lay out one per colour, and therefore they like to have multiples, and it can take them a bit to collect them. So I did send some to a subscriber who needed some. That's the only little bits of trash I've got out the bottom of this whole pot. So let me get rid of those. My black is empty, so I'm going to get my... Okay, my camera's just turned off, which means I have absolutely no idea when that actually stopped recording on me. I'm kind of hoping that it got most of the answer to Tigress's question in there, but I'm going to give a quick, I'm going to try my best because I do waffle. I'm going to try and give a quick rundown of the answer to her question. And if the rambling isn't there, then I'm sorry, you get the short answer. But she asked, what do I do with the toolkits I get? So some of mine, if I'm giving away the painting, I tend to give away the toolkit with it. Sometimes the nicer toolkits, I pass them on to people who've just started diamond painting and maybe they've only ever got, you know, one of the toolkits with the green boats. So if I've got a nicer toolkit with a white boat and some tweezers, I'll pass them on. I have also sent some to a subscriber who likes to use the green boats and uses multiples of them. So rather than having little pots for their diamond painting, they like to have little green boats for all their colours. So I've sent some to a subscriber, and I have sent some to one of the schools, the primary schools that Megan worked at. They can use the little green boats for glue or paint pots for kids, you know, on the table. And they can actually use the pink pens without the tips in. They can use the pink pens for, like, when they do, you know, little paint where you then blow through a straw and it makes the paint make funny lines. Yeah, they can use the pink pens with no tips for that. So that's what I'd suggest, a school or something if you can, or just stick it up on one of these diamond painting sites in your country just to see if anybody else can make use of them and actually uses them. But I do wish we had the option to just not have them, because then it just saves the wastage in the first place. Do you want a toolkit? Yes or no? Then I could put no. So hopefully that has still answered it enough. I do apologise. As I say, I've got no idea when this turned off. It's quite loud behind me because the Formula One is currently on. And that can be quite a big event in this house. So I think the noise of the Formula One has just made me miss when the memory card went, I need to save. I just missed it. Oh, excuse me. So 3 Bart Boys Plus says, has Evermoment already changed over to poured glue for current paintings, or is that in the near future? They have changed over now. When you actually go on and click on the description, it does tell you that they are now poured glue. You can ask for double-sided tape if you prefer that, but you do need to request it to be double-sided tape. They will automatically send poured glue. So I do need to go having a browse because I do want to try one of their poured glues. Oh, and Ina has replied and said, yes, they did already. Standard, you now get poured glue. If you want double-sided tape, then you need to send them an email. So at least they have, you know, it's quite nice they have the option for you to get it the way they used to do it, if that's what you prefer. It's nice they recognise that everybody's different, but I am kind of glad that they've gone to poured glue. Because, I mean, there used to be a time when I preferred double-sided tape, and I think it was because I liked the fact that it had the opaque cover. And it was easier to cut up into sections and all that sort of stuff. But after working on things for a while, you do sort of realise that when you're actually working on a canvas, regardless of the cover over the top of it, poured glue's nicer. And I've just realised that I actually forgot to do the rest of this orange. So I am going to sneak up and do that because I prefer to finish a colour before I move on to the next one. I must remember there's one up here as well for turquoise. sneaking in there. Oh, my mind keeps wondering how much my camera saved and didn't save of my last lot of waffling. Oh well, what's done is done. I can't read, I'm not pulling all the diamonds off to redo the painting. So I'll just have to deal. Right, get in. I knocked it out the way and knocked that colour one off. So yeah, they are now on poured glue. Okay, now let's go back to pink. Where were we now? Let's go back to the music notes. There's quite a few of this we need. Diane said somehow these days are flying by, but she's still not in the Christmas mood this year. But she's feeling better doing the advent calendar with you guys. She said, thank you, Rebecca, for doing everything you do for this art. Oh, you're more than welcome. Even since starting the advent calendar myself, even the fact that we put our tree up a few days before December, even when it came to putting the tree up, I don't think I was in the Christmas mood when decorating the tree, which normally I am. And normally, you know, that's what really starts the ball rolling for me. But I think this year, the reason we put the tree up just before December was because it wouldn't have gone up until this weekend if we didn't. And that was actually our main reason behind it. Was not because we wanted the tree up and we wanted the decorations up. It was just because life would have left it until the 12th of December otherwise, and we never leave it that late. I think I would have been better with probably the likes of last weekend if we could have done it then. I think that would have worked a bit better for me. But I'm getting there a little bit more now. I've done a little bit more Christmas shopping. I still need to completely finish off. And then maybe when I get, you know, an evening to just sit and wrap some presents, it'll come a little bit more. If not, I know it'll definitely come when I finish work for Christmas. When I finish work about 2 days before Christmas, then I'll be in the Christmas spirit. I'm back in work between Christmas and New Year, but I do have, you know, a couple of days off before Christmas and then a couple of days off afterwards. So I think that will be when I'll get into the Christmas spirit. And that's fine. Some years, you know, you want to start Christmas in the middle of November. And sometimes you're quite happy to start Christmas on Christmas Eve. Whatever works. Does there need to be rules on it? I think you can even have the odd day where you enjoy Christmas. Maybe you put on some Christmas music or a Christmas movie. You enjoy putting decorations up. And then the day after you think, nah, I'm not ready for this Christmas lark. And you just leave Christmas out of it for a day. That's fine. That's fine. It'll come to people eventually, and I just hope that everybody has the best actual Christmas day that they can, whether that be on the 25th of December or whether due to work or family commitments you actually celebrate it on another day. I just hope that you have a good day whenever that may be. And yeah, the day will come around whether you like it or not, so I'm sure I'll get in the Christmas mood on Christmas Eve, and that'll work for me this year. Darcy, she says, hi Rebecca, I am really loving the contour of your trays. Hoping in a few months you'll be able to purchase a couple of them. Oh, that's good to know. Well, the standard colours will always be there on the site. You know, we don't want it to be an item that is fully limited. So we've got 3 stock colours that we do all the time. you know, and we have them in stock to go, and then we make sure that we print to make sure that there's always stock of them. And then the limited is however many we can do, depending on how many of the other ones have sold. So yeah, the standard colours will always be there. I don't know if we'll ever be able to add another colour to the standard colours, not the rate we're going, but we will be looking at bringing the zesty trays in as standard, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, next year. See how that goes next year and see how that affects production. I'm sure it's going to throw a spanner in the works, but new year, new challenges. And we'll see what happens. Sherry says happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too, Sherry. What colour am I on? Let's go for the star, because that's down here. Oh, and then we got Sherry T. Says glue dots / sticky dots. She said it's not going to be an instant success. I agree. It does take a little bit for you to get them, for you to know them, and for them to know you. Oh, I think the Formula One might have finished. He's getting loud behind me. She said she's been painting for a while, and it took her a good bit of time to master the glue dots. She loves her scented waxes, but the lovely snap, she says, and the longevity of the glue dots. She says she loves glue dots, and that had a capital love. Love was in capitals for the glue dots. Yeah, I quite like the little click. I think when you first put a glue dot in, the click can be a little bit too loud. I definitely prefer it when it's toned down just a little bit. It's a little bit more of a subtle click. But as I've said before, I do tend to listen to a book, so sometimes that dulls it out anyway. But it does just take, I think, just a little bit of getting used to. But once you've got it primed and you're at that sweet spot, don't give you any hassle for about a month, if not more. Okay. D. Darcy, she says, I have to say, she says, I thoroughly enjoy watching you painting. She said not many of the ones she watches can continue to place and talk. She said, you just keep going. They end up talking more than placing, she said, and that gets really annoying. If I'm not trying to read out a question, I can definitely multitask with dotting and talking. There's not many things that I can't do and talk at the same time, I think. There are a few, but not many. I do have my quiet moments. You just don't tend to get them on camera because how boring's that? But yeah, I do try and make sure that I'm still, you know, diamond dotting or at least doing something. Otherwise, there's nothing for you guys to watch if I'm just talking and not actually doing anything. And I know some of you just listen while you're diamond painting, and that's great. And there may well be some people that just put music over it and just watch, but have music. That's fine too. But I do feel like I need to give you something to watch. And if I kept pausing too much, these whip and chats would take me hours. It'd take me 2 hours instead of 1. And 2 hours of filming every single day on top of an 8-hour work day might be pushing it a bit, especially for the whole of December. Okay, number 4. So let's finish off. I'm going to finish off the pink, and then I've just got my turquoise. And I seem to have either done this quick, and maybe I am getting my speed up, because sometimes it does take me a little bit after starting a painting to sort of build up to full throttle. Or my other thing is the camera's cut out more than I thought it did, which might also be the case. So if anybody's question from early on the 6th of December. Some of the first questions on the 6th of December have been missed. I do apologise, because it may well have happened. Sherry T says, so what are folks using double-sided tape for? She said, mounting to foam board or hanging on walls. She said, I'm stumped. So I use double-sided tape on the back of the canvas when I'm putting them in my display book. So when I'm sticking them to a piece of card. I do also use them when I'm framing, if I'm framing behind glass. So when I did Mr. Quacker's, for example, I did stick some tape to the back of him just to make sure that he lay on the board the best he could, and then the glass went to keep him flat. And it just stops if there's any little bit of gap between the diamond painting and the glass. It stops the diamond painting shrinking due to the weight of the diamonds. So that's what I use double-sided tape for. If I am framing onto mount board, so if it's going up on mount board and it's not going to have glass behind it, then I actually tend to use spray adhesive, so that I've got glue all over the back of the canvas. And I find that that works better because it just gives that bit more adhesion than double-sided tape does. Whereas if I ever wanted to take, say, Mr. Quacker's out of his frame, I could peel him off the double-sided tape. I don't think I could peel it off the mount board. The glue's too strong. So that's what I use it for anyway. Elsa says she loves the colours in Zesty Wolf. She's working on a 30 by 30 mysterious painting as her advent calendar, but also on a 30 by 40 snowman. I like this doubling up. There's quite a few people doubling up for advent this year. I'm liking it. Keep your options open for things for you to get done and get that bit of me time. Oh, and Bev T's diamond painting. She said, with 2 YouTube channels and all the diamond paintings you do, you deserve a well-deserved break, she said. Here in New Zealand, we call the Aussie thongs jandals. Oh, jandals. So that's like sandals, but with a J. I love all these names for stuff. I love all these different names. And then last one, we'll just go for a last little short one because I have finished the section and I'll go back to the questions tomorrow. She said, hey, it's Melissa. She said, hey, not a diamond painting day today as she had a visitor call, but she'll catch up tomorrow. Well, having a visitor, I hope it was a visitor that you could sit down and relax with, Melissa. So at least you got some me time, just in a different format. I just had one little black piece of trash. Little plastic ball from the bottom of that had got stuck on here, and then it got stuck under the cover sheet. So I'm taking it off before I forget that it's there come the 24th. Okay, zoom out. This is a bit shorter one by the looks of it, and I may be missing some footage in the middle. I do apologise if I am. I know I lost a huge chunk of, I don't know if it was last December or whether it was in Advent. I know I lost a chunk of one video then as well because it actually didn't record. So I'm crossing fingers we've got most of it. But Zesty Wolf is done there. We're going up the top to give him a bit more of an ear tomorrow. He's starting to look mighty fine. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me today and for watching. Come back tomorrow and I'll keep reading through everybody's comments and we'll have another chitty chat. So speak to you all tomorrow.